Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on Happy RC Flyer here on YouTube. Just wanted to drop in and give a quick video on some things that have transpired with DJI, and unfortunately I'm sad to share the news that you can no longer buy DJI products in the United States. Some things have been kind of leading us to believe that this day would come, but nothing has quite prepared us for the disappointment that we have waking up and finding out that we can no longer buy DJI products. Now, of course, there's still going to be some available in some of the distributors, the US distributors, some of the warehouses in the United States. So there's still an opportunity to get something. If there's something particular that you've had your eye on and you're ready to buy something, you may still be able to get it in the new market. But overall, unfortunately, DJI at least is no longer selling directly to United States customers. We're going to get into it later on in the video and explain some of the details and why that is, and what to expect in the coming days. You can see here on my lap I have the GIP RC, the Vapor D5. This is a 5-inch 6L quad. It's a race quad, and it's equipped with the DJI O4 Air unit, the O4 Pro. And on the other side of the spectrum, we have this little FlyWoo Flybe 16. This is a little micro drone, runs on 2S, and it's equipped with the DJI O4, what we're all calling the light version, or the 10-gram board. And of course, I have some extra air units here, the O4 Pro, an extra one of those, an extra O4 Lite, and then I have some other air units, of course, that I don't have with me. If you've been listening to the channel and tuned in for very long, you know that I've kind of given a little bit of a heads up. We've had some inclinations that this day would come, but it is rather disappointing. So in this video, we'll be sharing why I am encouraging you to buy DJI air units and goggles, but why I'm encouraging you to think twice about purchasing any more of those DJI consumer drones, and why you may want to consider even selling those while they still have value. So if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. Subscribing helps the channel grow, and of course we're here to help grow the hobby. If you like the unsponsored, unbiased perspective on things, which means that I don't make any money on the videos, I don't make any money on the products, I buy these products just like anybody else would with their hard-earned money. And nobody is incentivizing me with affiliate links or free products or discounts to tell you what you should or shouldn't buy. So anything you see here on the channel is things that I enjoy and things that I want to share with you to try to help spice up your RC experience. So if you like that, make sure you're subscribed. Most of my viewers are not subscribed. That'll help grow the channel, and it'll help us out a lot. Also, if you have a question or a comment about something in this video, something DJI related, or something about RC in general. You guys know that I tinker with a little bit of everything, a little bit of giant scale stuff, a little bit of micro stuff. We're here with some quads and we're talking about DJI and FPV stuff, but we also mess with airplanes, helicopters, boats, trucks, RC motorcycles, dabble with a little bit of everything. So if you have a question about something else, don't be stuck. I didn't know of anybody that was into RC when I got into the hobby, and I didn't have anybody to teach me or educate me. And I didn't know about any hobby shops. I didn't know about AMA or any RC clubs or anything like that. And so I know what it's like to feel stuck in the hobby. So don't get stuck in the hobby. If you have a question about something, doesn't mean I have all the answers, but people in the RC community do. And the comment section is a great place that we can connect with each other and also share ideas and thoughts on the hobby. And I value you guys' opinions. I like to hear from you guys. So drop a comment or a question if you have one. Remember, sometime during the video, if you like this content, to hit the big thumbs up button. That helps me know what you guys like, and helps YouTube know that you like these videos. Also, share these videos with a friend that you think might enjoy it. And of course, let's get into the video. As we mentioned already, we're sad to bear the news that DJI is no longer offering products to the United States. And we've kind of gone back and forth with a little bit of a roller coaster in what to expect from DJI. We all know that, at least those of us here in the United States know that there's been a lot of push from politicians to ban them under the excuse or under the reasoning that DJI, there's been a breach in their privacy, that there's a potential that they could leak information back to the CCP or whatever it is. And I'm sure each of us have our own opinions on that, and you're welcome to share your opinion in the comment section. I like to keep this channel a place of free speech where you can share what you want, and I get to share what I want. That's one reason why I don't do any sponsorships. I don't want anybody zipping my lips about if I want to say that there's a product that's not worth buying. And the same goes for politics as well. If you want to share your perspective on politics, I welcome that. The only thing I ask is that you just keep it clean. We want to keep a family-friendly channel here, and that's primarily one of the reasons I started this channel, is to keep it clean. So say whatever you'd like, as long as you don't use any strong or foul language, and I'd be quite all right with that. But again, DJI has received a lot of kickback from the government, and I think maybe even some different little agencies within the United States. And so from my perspective, again, I don't know everything. I don't know of any person that does. But being that in mind, from my perspective, I feel like DJI has really tried to do everything that they could to mitigate any concerns or worries about privacy. We know that they've done some software updates with their consumer drones as far as the flight logging and all of that, and allowed people the opportunity to take their aircraft essentially offline, so you don't need to continue to update your flight logs to DJI's website or to their backup program. And I'm not heavily involved with that as some of you might be. Like I have like the DJI FPV drone, which is what we all call the old potato drone. I still have one of those, and it's not been updated. And I just keep it that way. I don't plug it into anything, and it operates fine without any of the newer softwares or updates. And then I have like the mini drone, like the Mavic Mini 3 Pro. I have one of those. I've been kind of looking at the 4 Pro, but I haven't got one of those yet. But I've had the Mavics and the Mavic 2s and the Mavic 2 Pros and some of those kind of drones. Haven't had any of the newer, most recent expensive models. And I think, what is it, the Mavic 4 Pro, if I'm getting those numbers correctly, that wasn't even offered to the United States. Like all the sponsored videos went out, the promotional videos about the release date, but nobody in the United States was really allowed to buy them. The only people in the US that got them were the people that have the YouTube channels and got one shipped to them for free to demo it on the YouTube channel. So that's kind of disappointing for those of us in the US. Anyway, all that aside, you may want to consider if DJI is no longer offering products here to the United States, and maybe you should reach out to them directly. Just go online and go on their online chat, and you can discuss with them about it. I'm sure that they would answer any questions you have. I heard, this is not me personally, but I heard it is because there has been some legal boundaries coming up against DJI. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. But because of some of the policies and things, the potential banning of DJI and all the kickback for DJI, that they're no longer offering sales to the United States just because of all the hurdles they have to jump through and all the potential for problems there. So they have just cut off sales completely. And as far as I understand, that applies for all DJI products, not just drones and not just air units and goggles, but even some of their other cameras and even their gimbals. Like, I'm using a DJI gimbal to shoot this video, and I don't think you can go and buy the new one directly from DJI. I mentioned it maybe in the short clip, but of course there's going to be the potential for a little bit that if you had your eye on something, you can go ahead and buy it because it might be available in a warehouse somewhere. You might find it from a U.S. distributor or in a U.S. Stock warehouse somewhere that somebody's got some stock already and they sell DJI products. You may still be able to get one while they're still in the warehouse, but once they sell out, DJI is not shipping anything else to the United States. So that is a real bummer because DJI is a huge company, and there are a lot of consumers here in the United States. And I have a lot of DJI stuff, so, and I like it. It's good products. They've really built their name up. When they first came out with the DJI drones, we all know about their Phantoms and Phantom 3s and some of the flyway issues they had with the people mounting their GoPro cameras, and then GoPro came out with Wi-Fi live streaming, so then people were live streaming through Wi-Fi, and then when they would hit return to home, the Wi-Fi signal being on the leg of the Phantoms, right where the compass was mounted, caused issues and it scrambled the compass, and so instead of coming home, they flew away, and they kind of caught a lot of flack for that. But the reality is DJI has really blazed the trail for those of us in FPV, and especially when it comes down to these air units, these digital air units, very affordable in their price. I know they hiked the price again on the Pro, but it's got a lot more features. There's a lot of technology in it. And then, of course, in the Micro, the little 10-gram board, being able to record in 4K and store up to 32 gigabytes in memory, that's really impressive. And stream 1080 to the goggles, that's really impressive. So regardless of what your perspective is, it is pretty sad that DJI is no longer offering sales here in the United States, which leads us to believe that at some point they may block their software operations for United States customers as well. Now, I don't think, this is my perspective, but I don't think it has anything to do with DJI's attitude towards U.S. customers. I don't think it has to do with anything with the recent strikes, the U.S. airstrikes on Iran. I don't think it has to do with anything like that. You may differ in your opinion, but I just think it's DJI saying, hey, it's been such a headache to try to sell to U.S. customers because of the U.S. government that we're just pulling the stop on this. And like one person said, the boss comes in to fire you, and you say, boss, you can't fire me. And he said, well, yeah, I'm the boss, I can fire you. He said, no, you can't fire me because I quit. And I think it's DJI just throwing up their hands and saying, hey, until things change with the government, until the regulations are lightened up, until all this litigation is put aside, until it's actually looked at and a determination is made, like, we don't want to take a risk bringing a bunch of products in and having them get stuck at the border for whatever reason. So that's my understanding. I'm on the consumer end of it. I don't have any insight as far as I'm not any kind of distributor. I'm not sponsored with DJI in any way. I don't have any close affiliation with the DJI sponsor or anything like that. So that's just my perspective. I'm just an observant person, and that's just what I see and what I feel. So your opinion may differ, and that's quite all right. But I am considering selling off my DJI consumer drones, and by consumer drones I mean the DJI Mini 3 Pro, the DJI FPV drone. And because some of those drones, especially the 3, I think it has remote ID built in, and even though I have the controller that has the screen built in, I don't have to hook it up to my cell phone. But a lot of those, if you're going to do remote ID or do the GPS mapping and make sure that you have the ability to fly in an area that's not restricted, which brings me to another thing that I want to remind you guys to update all your drones. So yesterday when I found out DJI is no longer selling to U.S. customers, I took some time and opened up all my air units, my 04 Pros, my 04 Lights. I even had some 03s that were not open and activated yet. So I went ahead and took those and opened them up and activated all of them, brought them up to the most recent software. All my drones that have air units in it, I went ahead and updated those to the most recent updates and the most recent software. And same way with any DJI drones. But if it has to have DJI software to operate and the U.S. government bans DJI, it's very likely, in my opinion, that we may no longer be able to have access to DJI software. Now, I'm sure there's always going to be some workarounds, some hacks. There's always somebody out there that's going to make a way around whatever kind of restrictions there are. But it's going to come down to what are you willing to go through to continue to use your DJI products. My opinion is I don't see anybody else that's making any equipment that's equivalent to DJI as far as like the DJI consumer drones or these air units. I know there's a lot of companies that make air units, like HD Zero makes a digital, Walk Snail makes a digital, and I have some of the Walk Snail digital stuff. If that's all we had, that would be great, but in comparison to running some of the DJI digital, it's not going to be great to go back to something less than what we've had already. But granted, it's better to drive a 1950 car than it is to ride a horse, or it's better to ride a horse than to walk. So this is a hobby at the end of the day. It's not our bread and butter. For me, I'm not sponsored with any of this, and so RC is strictly just a hobby for me, and it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. There's always going to be a workaround. There will always be RC stuff that we can cobble together and make something if we don't have the latest and greatest, but it is a disappointment. So think about that. If you've been wanting some more air units, you may be disappointed because you may be like, oh man, I don't want to pay like an extra 20 bucks or an extra 30 bucks to buy this from another company, a distributor, when DJI used to offer it at this base price. But if things turn to where we're not able to buy any DJI products, or they get banned here in the US, new products get banned, then you may wish you paid a few extra dollars to get what you need. Take that with a grain of salt, because how much money you spend in the hobby is totally up to you. But anyway, we'll be talking more about this drone here. I'm really looking forward to doing some flight video with this. This will be my first 5-inch race quad. All my other drones, my FPV stuff, have been, I shouldn't say all my other drones, but all my other freestyle quads, like kit or bind and fly quads, have been sub 250, like the FlyWoo Explorer and like some of the sub 250 Oasis Fly 25s and the Oasis Fly 30s. So this thing, I have done a hover test on it just to program it on my radio and make sure everything was set up correctly and make sure everything was calibrated right. and I can tell this is going to be a monster. So when I do the actual maiden flight on it, I did a hover test a little bit just to make sure everything was calibrated correctly, but I will shoot some video hopefully when I get to do the maiden flight on it. But this thing's got loads of power, especially after driving around those 4S sub 250 quads. So look for this video coming up. Of course, you guys have already seen the unboxing video and first look on the FlyBee 16, and this has been a ton of fun. I have been flying it, and hopefully we'll get a review video out. I haven't even got the review video out on the FlyTimes 85, and the reason is because there's a lot of similarities between the two. So I want to get some flight time on this one and then be able to do a comparison video, because I think this is going to be the replacement for the FlyTimes 85. It's just my opinion. They're very similar, and we'll talk about that in the other video. So anyway, I want to try to keep this video shorter. I know it's kind of run longer, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of background on what's going on with DJI and why you can't find new products. You may still be able to buy some on Amazon. You may still be able to find some at like DJIFPV. I know this morning, really early, I looked on DJIFPV, and they did have some more of these DJI 04 Lite area units. They were already sold out of the Pro area, the 04 Pro, so you can't buy the 04 Pro from them anymore, at least for now. And guys, maybe this will come back in stock. Maybe the day will come, maybe it's just a few weeks out, maybe it's a few months out, and something will work out and we'll be able to buy new products from DJI again. Maybe the prices will come back down. Right now the prices are pretty ludicrous, so if you're not into FPV already, this is really not the time to get into it. But if you're already in and you just need some backup, some extra spare parts, you may consider paying a little bit of extra money and getting those. There are probably going to be some other options if DJI is no longer available to United States customers. I'm sure there'll be some other companies out there that will offer drop shipping. Of course, maybe if you have friends in the FPV community that you know of in other countries, you know, there's that option as well. Drop ship it to their house, have them ship it over to you. But when a product becomes banned, you're always going to risk it getting clogged up when it comes across customs. So take that with a grain of salt. Do those things at your own risk. But it is a hobby at the end of the day. We're all having fun regardless of what is available. But I want to let you guys know, DJIFPV, Race Day Quad. I can't think of any other any other companies, but there are some other companies. Like you can still find some on Amazon. DJIFPV, that's where I was going. I did order another 04 Lite this morning real early on DJIFPV. They had one at the normal $109 price. So that was pretty cool. And then I think it's free shipping as well. So that was pretty impressive. So I got another one of those coming, but they're already out of the 04 Pros. But check some of those companies. Maybe I'm forgetting some. I know I'm forgetting some. I know there's more than like 2 or 3 companies. DJIFPV, Race Day Quad. What are the other ones? I can't think of the other ones. But think about that. FlyWoo. I don't know if FlyWoo is still selling to the US. I know that they don't offer DHL shipping anymore, but you might be able to buy some of those air units through FlyWoo or some of those other companies. Maybe Sub 250 or something like that. Axis Flying or something. So maybe you guys, those of you that are in FPV as well, you're thinking of those that I'm forgetting while I'm here on film. So drop those in the comment. Share the love, share the joy, share the information. And if you have an opinion that differs from mine or agrees, whatever, feel free to share that in the comment section. Again, make sure you're subscribed and drop a comment or question if you have one. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Share it with a friend, and we'll look for you in the next one. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather God's given us. And get off the couch, go out there and fly. See you there.